let's talk now about watchpoints. Like breakpoints, the watchpoints also allows us to stop in the debugger and investigate variables. But in this case, it's not a specific line of code or command that triggers the stop. It's a change in a variable. So we specify a variable, and then each time it changes, the debugger stops. And this is quite useful when we know that we have a problem in a variable, but we don't know exactly where in the code it happens. So let's see this with an example. So we are now in this program and we have these global variables, and let's use this variable here and set a watch point. So we use this watch point button here, and in this window it already copies this variable name because I had the variables selected in the other window. So we just have to put a variable name, the program name, and in this case it's a variable. We could put a condition like in the conditional breakpoints, but in this case we are leaving it blank. So every time it changes values, it should stop. So now I'm going to continue. We also have this watch points window like for breakpoints, so we can confirm it is set. And if we want to delete, we have this delete button here. So I'm going to continue, and now I'm just going to do some change, and we can see it's already in the watch point, so it already shows me that it changed, and I can already see here the current value and the old value. And if I go back here, I can see also the value and the place in the code where it changed. So I'm going to continue, and now I can see below it stopped again in the watch point. The value here is blank, and if I go here, I confirm that old value and new value, so it changed again to blank. We can also put watch points on objects and monitor the entire change of objects' attributes. So let's also see with an example. And I'm going to set now a watch point in this object here. So I put the object variable there, and I choose the watch pointed object attribute. And you can see it changes the screen and gives me the option to select only instance attributes, also static attributes, and then inside I can fine-tune for only public, protected, or private. So it allows me to narrow the attributes that trigger a stop in the debugger. But I will leave it for all of them for now. So this sets the watch point for this object. So I can see from this message that there was a change in the object attributes, so the debugger stopped because of that. I can see the place in the code where it happened, of course, and if I go to the watch point tab, I can see that it stopped there. But to see which value change, I have to press this details icon here. So it opens a new window where I have all the attributes with the current values and old values. And in this case, I can see here that what changed was the value of the GUI container object in this case. So this is interesting because instead of putting specific variables one by one, I can just monitor all the attributes of an object at the same time with just one watch point. It is also possible to do the same thing with internal tables. I'm going also to show an example because there is some small differences. So I'm going to use a different program, and in this case I'm going to debug this program here, which is the search set menu. I can see I have some tables here as global, so I'm going to put a watch point in one of these tables. And the first thing is that I have to, because there is a table and header line, I have to choose the contents of the table with these brackets here. Now I have a watch point on this table, and I'm going to continue. And it stops with the watch point. I can see in the watch points, and it already shows that the contents changed. There was no lines, no entries in the before, and now it has all these lines. I can see in more details the changes. This way, with this diff tool, I can see the contents, so all rows now, and what is before. So this is also very useful to try to find out which specific data changed in this when this watch point was triggered.